Hello everyone, thank you for joining me, the Real Lovely C, back with another video. Today, everybody, we're talking about season 5, episode 3, Sparks Will Fly or Fizzle. We're talking about Ready to Love, DMV, which is really Ready to Love Potomac. In case you don't know, DMV stands for the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. And Potomac happens to be in Maryland. Okay, so they do a little DC here and there. So it's still the DMV area, and they do go to DC. Okay, so um the ladies are in the driver's seat. Two or more blind dates arrive. Eric and Dalika clicks. AP feels that Wiley looks familiar. Sabrina dismisses Paul. Joy and Clifton gets closer. The ladies decide one man is not ready to love and send him packing. So the ladies meets up with Tommy at their first wine bar. All right, this is the first time that the ladies will be meeting. Last week it was the men, y'all. Okay, it was the men. So let me do this right quick. Before we get started, let me do the chat right quick because I love to see who's in the who's watching. So just give me 1 minute and let me do that. Okay. All right. So, okay, like I was saying, so the ladies meets up with Tommy after the first wine bar. The ladies welcome Carmen to the group. Carmen went and had her first date last week, and which was a blind date. This week, the goal is to see if the fellas can fit in their space, honey. Yes, to see if the fellas can fit in their space. Tommy add his curveball. They will come. A new man will be coming, and a woman will be coming as a blind date. So I thought we already went through this blind date. So they still keeping it at 6 to 7 people, you know. So even though somebody come, somebody leave. So you might be new, then you're gone. So that's just how it's going. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so with that, all the ladies have their hands full at the week. One guy will be going home. Dakia and Eric has a blind date. He's a preacher kid. Okay. Clifton goes on his blind date. AP, who's a life coach. AP is a vegan and Clifton is not. But did have a turkey sandwich. Yeah, he's not a vegan and AP is a vegan. So he did decide to have a turkey sandwich. He's not a vegan, so he really didn't know how this date was going to go. He probably wanted to drink a water or something and call it a day. Because if you ain't a vegan, it's kind of hard to get adjusted. You know, I got a best friend that will give you something that you say, I don't eat this. And Prissy would give you something like, I don't eat sweet and low or equal. She'll sprinkle that stuff on some strawberries, and I'd be like, turn them strawberries up, and it's equal on there. She'd have got me like that. That catfish and stuff like that. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. She did that 20 years ago. But I love her dearly. Yes, but that's how that's that vegan diet. I'm not no vegan. More to you, power to you. Knock yourself out. I like food. I like real food, to come from wherever it come from. I like it processed all. I like that. But I don't eat pork. Every now and then I like some chitlins. But other than that, and I do like some pig feet. That's stuff like that. I haven't had it in a long time, but I do get a desire for it. Okay? But I haven't eaten in a very long time. And then see, and now I'm getting hungry and I want some chitlins. See, let me go back on this vegan stuff. So anyway, Clifton is not a vegan, like I said, but he did have a turkey sandwich. Clifton has been married twice, y'all, with his handsome self. AP lost her husband 5 years ago. Sorry to hear that, AP. Clifton looks like her brother, she said. Also, he didn't have a connection with her. He really wasn't feeling her. He liked Joy. You know, he liked Joy. So, in order to go on this blind date, they didn't have a connection. And Clifton is one of the favorites. That I must say. He's one of the favorites. And Joy give a side eye to one of his dates. You know what I'm saying? You know, Clifton is a teddy bear. Yes, he's been married twice and he has 2 kids. He even have a 3-year-old. But he's very handsome. And hopefully this time he's ready to love. And maybe this will be the last time he walked down the aisle. Okay. So he didn't have a connection with her. But Dakia and Eric did make a connection. Although Clifton, he didn't make a connection with, he still think about Joy. Like I said, it's hard to go on a blind date when your mind on somebody else. So Eric was introduced to the group, um, and he panicked. Y'all, I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call. But yeah, it never fails. I go live at 8 o'clock. Why would the phone ring? But that was an important person, but I couldn't take that call right now because it took too long. Okay, so where was we? Okay, Eric was introduced to the group and at a painting session. So they had this painting session. Cornelius painted his cat, who he named Pimp. Eric found Joy interesting. Joy is interesting. She's one of the favorites. Her and Sabrina, they're one of the favorites. So Joy said it was a breath of fresh air. That Kel called Cornelius over and they talked about having kids. So Sabrina pulled Paul and met a date for the both of them. And she wanted to meet up with Paul. Sabrina did. She wanted to meet up with Paul just to see if they had some type of connection. They did not have a connection. She was out that really Paul should have been gone. I don't know. They call him the PO and this and that, the post office. Paul should have been gone to me. He's not one of my favorites, and maybe when the liberation time come again, he would be one of the ones to go home. He's corny is I don't know what. They saved him this time. And I know it's not the end. Don't mean to spoil it, but I haven't said who's going home. But Paul did not go home. Paul just rubbed me the wrong way. He's not a bad looking guy, but I just believe Paul is. I really don't know what to say about Paul. I really don't know what to say about Paul, but Paul, he's a turnoff to me. He's just a turnoff for me, you know, and he's a turnoff for some of the other women. So Sabrina knows she didn't have a connection with Paul, you know, So anyway, only thing they had in common was macaroni and cheese, honey. That's all they had in common. Okay, so Sabrina and Paul met for the date. They had a love for macaroni and cheese. After that, they talked about that Sabrina found out she did not have a connection with Paul. Paul asked her, did she think he could make her happy? And she was honest. And she told him no, he's not what she's looking for in a relationship. But they can be friends. They were friends. At least she was honest with him. No, I don't see us having a relationship together, but I do see us being friends. To me, it would be distant friends because I just don't get it with Paul. I just don't get it with Paul, and I I don't get it. But anyway, I'll be glad when Paul go home. No harm, Paul. If you looking, I'll be glad when you go home. Okay, you looking for love, but they're not feeling you like that. Okay, okay. So anyway, she told him it's not what she's looking for in a relationship, but he can be friends. Okay, so the group goes bowling. Laverne is a favorite, and he wanted Joy to touch his butt. He too damn playful for me. He just too playful. He just want people rubbing on his booty and stuff like that. I mean, okay, when you had the blind date, the girl rubbed you on your booty. Okay, now you want everybody. You got a butt fetish or something? You know what I'm saying? And he just played too much. And Joy, I really think she just played him off. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not gonna rub your butt. But I think she just played him off. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and that was just a hot damn mess. Maybe once we're in a relationship, I might want you to rub me on my booty. I don't mind a man rubbing me on my butt. But, and I don't mind rubbing a man on his butt, showing him some affection. And I would rub him. Yes, I would rub him. But I'm not going to be asking everybody to rub me on my booty. Okay? It's not that type of party. And, it's too soon. It's too soon in the game. Okay? Next you're going to be Laverne the Butt Man. Okay? Everybody gonna be rubbing your booty. Okay, this is not Apollo. Rub. Okay, we ain't playing that. All right, we ain't having all that. This ain't what all that's about. Okay, so anyway, let's get off Paul and the booty. Um, like I said, he's too playful, but Joy enjoyed his flirting. Paul wanted to teach the group how to bowl. Sabrina meet up with the group to do a tour of downtown Washington, D.C. More men than women this time, and she finds them all attractive. But she wanted Demetrius to sit beside her. However, he was in the back sitting alone, and it was not engaged in any type of conversation. AP was sitting beside Wiley and found him to be a little young. She compared him to her student. She's a professor, but she also wanted a grown conversation. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted Demetrius to sit by her also. So Demetrius is one of the favorite ones. Also, y'all, these glasses just falling off my face. Y'all like them? They just falling off my face. I gotta get them tightened up. Okay, so he wanted her to sit beside her too. We're not gonna be here long, but she had nothing in common with Wiley. I found it interesting to find out that Wiley was Chuck Brown's son, the godfather of Go-Go. Yes, he's the godfather of Go-Go. He's in his 30s though. You know, don't knock it till you try it. But I feel what she's saying. She's saying that, okay, the reason why she want an older man. She's not trying to teach anybody. She's an older woman. And we as women mature a little bit faster than men does. Okay. So if she's in her 40s, she don't want a 31-year-old. They're the same age as her students. Okay. So I understand that. But some men know what they want and they know what they're looking for. But if you're subtle in your ways, I do understand. Demetrius does seem like he's subtle in his ways, and he is one of the favorites. Okay, so like I said, he's the godfather's of Go-Go's son, Chuck Brown. And he tried to keep it a secret. Joy and Clifton goes on a date, and they have dinner, and the damn fish had coconut in it. And Paul Clifton is allergic to coconut. So it was coconut flavor because he started sweating a little bit. Honey, I'm sweating now with all these lights on. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, he didn't go into an attack. Thank God, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Tom said he'll give them another date, but they ain't eating. Okay, we want Clifton to last on the show with his handsome teddy bear self. Yes, he is. I know I got a ring on, but he is handsome. I'm reviewing the show. I can look. I can look. It is a nice ring, ain't it? But I can look. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the maturity. Okay, so yeah, so and it had a little discomfort from it. Joy and Clifton both see parts in each other, in themselves, and want to be together. They have a big connection, a really big connection. They are really feeling each other. But I wonder, are they really going to last? Because at the end of the intro, you actually see her holding hands with the guy with dreads. And I can't think of his name right now. So we ain't know him, but they ain't even talk about him. Okay. So I ain't going to talk about neither. But if you look at the show, you kind of try to figure out who's going to match up with who. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, anywho, it's time for elimination, ladies. It is time for elimination. It is time to go back to the bar room, the bar lounge to meet up with Tommy. Okay. So who's the favorite? It's time to send somebody home. Yes, honey, it's time to send somebody home. Laverne, Clifton, Demetrius, Paul, and Eric was in the top, but least connected. Laverne and Wiley, Paul, and Cornelius. They was on the chopping block. So Joy take Cornelius out, and Paul goes out on the second. He get a second chance. So as it turned out, Cornelius goes home. I told y'all I wasn't gonna keep y'all here long tonight. So y'all, they sent Cornelius home, and next week it seemed like it's going to be a little interesting. We don't have anybody in the chat. No one wanted to talk. So when there's no one to talk in the chat, let me know that you're listening. Say hello. It it makes the chat go by. Keep the chat going just a little bit longer. I plan to have a co-host, but she have a hard time logging on. So hopefully this will work out, and she'll be on maybe next week. I'm going to try to see if we can get her up and going. So yes, they sent Cornelius home. So, and Cornelius is a little teddy bear. I think Paul should have went home. I think Paul should have went home. Cornelius should have stayed. I think Cornelius should have got a second chance. I think Cornelius, yes, he called his cat a pimp. The cat is pimp. The cat is dead. Lord have mercy. He called his cat pimp. I guess Cornelius was the big daddy pimp with his teddy bear looking stuff. Him and Clifton look alike. They really look alike. I really enjoyed the show. If you haven't been to DC, the sightseeing is amazing. The sightseeing is amazing. So they went on their little trip and every little thing, and they got to know each other a little bit more. But I kind of hope Demetrius would have pulled himself up a little bit more. I kind of wish he would have pulled himself in a little bit more, and then that way he would have got a chance to communicate a little bit more with the females. So maybe next time he would get his chance to just pull up in there. That's what could Demetrius need to do. He need to step forward in there and put one foot in and say, "Excuse me," like the ladies do. Let me pull you over to the side, because he got three ladies after him. Three ladies after him. Okay, three ladies after him. Two ladies after Clifton. You know, actually three, because he lift one up in the air. Well, he lift two up in the air. That's Joy. I can't think of the other lady name. Don't hold it to me, because I can't think of it right now. If it ain't this show, I forget, because I gotta remember all these names, honey. Yes, indeed. So yes, that was the show for last week, and that was Ready to Love DMV. It's been 21 minutes. I was trying to keep it at a half an hour, but honey, we are through. We are through. Um, Maybe next week you feel more comfortable putting your purple hearts in there, saying hello, love you, see. But anyway, how about doing me a favor? This was a good review. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, come on and subscribe to me, honey. Cause it's going down. It's going down downtown and Ready to Love DMV, honey. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not gonna hold you long, but yes, I will be back on here Sunday. I'll put up the notice. It's going to be Saturday on Sunday. You know, we do our review on Sisters with Ebony. Join us. We have a good time. Yes. So Cornelius was sent home. I think Cornelius should have stayed, and Paul should have went home. Maybe next week, Paul will get sent home. But Wally gotta step up to the plate. Wally gotta step up to the plate. Okay. He didn't want people to know that he was Chuck Brown's son, the godfather of Go-Go. He didn't want them to know that. But I think somebody Googled him. You understand what I'm saying? Because you shouldn't even brought that up on the show. You should have pulled him over to the side. Now he had to disclose that. And he wanted them to know him for who he is. You understand what I'm saying? So that came out. And it's not bad, because hell, I didn't even know that was his son. All right. So, and I'm from the DMV area. Okay. So I don't mind telling you that. I'm from the DMV area. Yes. And we like to go. We like to do all that stuff. But guess what? We got a Chuck Brown way, a street name after him. I don't know the family. I don't know the family. And the first dance I learned how to do was the Happy Feet. And that was 20 some years ago when I was introduced to Go-Go. It was called the Happy Feet. So yes. And the first song I learned was Sardines and Poker Beans. Yes, Sardines and Poker Beans was the first song I learned of Go-Go. Then I had to learn the rest. Okay, so it's a lot with the Go-Go. So yeah, Wiley can teach him a little thing about music, because him and his family, it's a family thing, and I'm sure he played in a band, or he did learn a lot from his father. So, y'all, that's the end of the show. Thank y'all for joining me. It's been lovely for being here. I wish you would have talked in the chat. If the show would have went along a little bit more. But this has been the review of Red Love DMV. Yes, episode 3. Join me next week for episode 4. Hopefully I have my co-host with me. If not, I'll be here solo, and we'll get through this thing a little bit faster. So, y'all, thank y'all for joining me. The Real Love You See, I'm going to pay my outro. Join me this weekend. I will put up which day I'll be going live. I don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday on Sisters. Y'all catch up on Sisters last night, honey. That he'd have bought her a penthouse. He'd have bought her a penthouse. Y'all got to catch up on Sisters. He'd have bought her on the penthouse. Yes. That's on BET. BET plus her. BET plus her star. It's on there. Check your local listings. Yes, so this is Ready to Love. We're gonna review this. It comes on again tomorrow, and we'll review this next Thursday. Next Thursday, we'll be doing episode 4 on Ready to Love. Join me, y'all. Let's talk in the chat. Let's get this thing going. Thank you for joining me again. This has been nice being with you. I'm gonna play my outro. This is the Real Lovely C. I enjoy your time. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.